everybody. Happy Easter. I am really excited that today I get to talk to you about the most important thing that has ever happened in human history. So we, for the last few weeks, have been talking through Jesus's last week on earth. We talked about him washing his disciples' feet and eating with them and giving them the picture of communion, of going to the garden, of him being arrested and questioned and then put on the cross. And you know what? When Jesus was on the cross, he died. And when he died, the whole world went dark. But it didn't stay that way. Now, our story today is found in Matthew chapter 28. There's a little bit of in 27, but mostly in Matthew chapter 28. So you can grab your Bibles and follow along. Now, after Jesus died on the cross, one of his followers, Joseph, came and he took Jesus's body, wrapped it in cloth, and placed it in a tomb much like the one behind me. And then they took a great big stone and rolled it in front. Now, this wasn't a little stone. This stone was big. It was massive. It probably weighed 2,000 to 3,000 pounds. Nobody was getting into that tomb. But you know what? That wasn't the only thing keeping Jesus inside that tomb. You see, the leaders of the Jewish people were really worried that Jesus's followers would come along, they would take his body, and then they would pretend that he had risen from the dead so that more people would follow him. So what they did is they went to the Romans and they said, please, will you post some guards outside and will you seal up that tomb? So the Romans did that. They sealed the tomb. They posted guards outside. And these weren't just like guys standing around. These were Roman guards. They had a job to do and they took their job very seriously because as a Roman guard, you did not leave your post. If you left your assignment, you got killed. So they were very, very serious about what they were doing. But 3 days later, it tells us in Matthew 28, something really amazing happened. Take a look. In Matthew 28, verse 2, it says, there was a powerful earthquake. An angel of the Lord came down from heaven. The angel went to the tomb. He rolled back the stone and he sat on it. Okay, this is pretty amazing. Then it tells us what he looked like. His body shone like lightning. His clothes were as white as snow. Those guards, they were so afraid of him that they shook and they became like dead men. They were so afraid of this angel. He must have looked amazing, but he's rolled the stone away. Well, meanwhile, there was a group of women who were coming to the tomb, and they were hoping that they were going to be able to get inside the tomb and that they were going to be able to put some oil and some spices on Jesus's body to prepare it for his final burial. They really cared about Jesus and they wanted to do this for him. And as they approached the tomb, they saw the angel sitting there. And the angel said to them, don't be afraid. Now, if it was me, I think I would have been terrified. There's an angel sitting there and he looks like lightning and there's guards who are scared to death. But the women listened to the angel and he said, look inside. Jesus isn't here. He has risen. And sure enough, they check inside. Jesus isn't there. And the angel tells them to go and tell Jesus's disciples that he's alive. And they take off running to do just that. And guess who meets them on the way? Yep, it was Jesus. He met them on the way and they fall down, it tells us, and they worshiped him. And then Jesus said to them, go ahead of me, go tell my disciples that I am going to come and meet with them. Now that is incredible. Jesus, you see, wasn't just partially dead when they put him in that tomb. He wasn't mostly dead. He was 100% dead as a doornail dead. And you know what happens to dead people? Yeah, they stay dead because we don't have that kind of power, but God does. And God brought Jesus 100% back to life. And you know something else? Jesus wasn't just alive that day. Jesus is alive now. And you know what? Even more amazing than that is that on that day, God didn't just bring Jesus back to life. He gave us an opportunity to come back to life. Now, you might be saying to me, Miss Michelle, I'm not dead. And you would be right. You're not dead in a grave kind of dead. But if you do not have a relationship with Jesus, then you are spiritually dead. And that means that you're separated from God by the sin that you do. You are not able to have a relationship with him because of the sin that you do. But that day, God made a way for you to actually have that relationship. I'm going to show you kind of what this looks like Easter style. So I'm going to have an egg hunt in my backyard, just me and one egg. But here's the catch. I have to be blindfolded. Someone in my family is going to hide the egg. I'm going to have a blindfold on, and I have to find that egg without being able to see it. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, so I've got my blindfold on. I literally cannot see anything. Eliana, try to hit me. Okay, did you try?
Yep.
Okay, I can't see anything. You tell me when to go. I get 20 seconds to try and find the egg.
Ready, set, go.
Okay. Wonder if you put it up high or down low. Ah! Ah? Okay. Something feels weird here. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I've made it to the bark dust. Oh.
Okay, 20 seconds have definitely passed.
Okay.
The egg is right there.
Okay, that was scarier than I thought it was going to be. Running around my backyard in the dark, wondering if I was going to trip over a rock or run into a tree was really scary. And you know what? That's kind of what it is like when you're separated from God. You are going through life kind of running into problems and running into hard times like the one we're in right now. But instead of having God right beside you, giving you his peace and his comfort and his joy, you're going through it all alone, and it's scary and it's lonely. And you know what? On that first Easter morning, God made a way so that we don't have to live our life apart from him. Look at what it says in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 5. It says, so he gave us new life because of what Christ has done. He gave us life even when we were dead in sin. God's grace has saved you. God gives us that chance at new life. And you know what? You don't have to do anything to earn it. If you already have a relationship with Jesus, this Easter, stop and thank him for it. And if you don't yet have a relationship with Jesus, I hope that you will consider it. God doesn't want you to do anything to earn it. He gave it to you right now, even while you're still sinning. But you have to take it. You have to make the choice. You have to say, God, I'm sorry for the wrong things I do. I want a relationship with you. I believe that Jesus really came and died for my sin. And if you do that, guess what? You get to have a forever relationship with Jesus. It starts right now today, and you get to experience his joy and his peace and him leading and guiding you, and you get to have a relationship with him forever in heaven. So I hope that if you don't have a relationship with him yet, that you will consider that today. And if you do have one, take some time today and truly thank him for it. What he did is amazing. Happy Easter. I'll see you guys all next week. Bye.